You know what pure rage feels like? It's watching some entitled woman from Chicago tow away your only tractor, 24 hours before harvest, while your $20,000 crop sits in the field about to rot. And she stood there smiling, taking selfies like she'd just crushed another helpless farm family. That woman picked the wrong farmer. Act 1. The Spark of Conflict. My name's Joseph Brooks. I'm a widower raising my 16-year-old daughter Emma on a 3-generation farm in Jefferson County, Iowa. Life out here isn't fancy. It's long hours, worn-out boots, and equipment that's older than some of the kids driving it. But that land and my father's John Deere tractor, they're more than tools. They're family history. Enter Monica Wright. She blew in from Chicago one spring, moving into the old Henderson place down the road. Showed up at our church potluck with a pie and a sob story about starting fresh. She asked all the right questions about farm life, volunteered for committees, even smiled at Emma like she cared. Folks welcomed her. I did too. But little did I know every friendly conversation was an interrogation. She was building a file on me. It all turned sour after a September potluck. Monica cornered me by the coffee table, hand on my chest, whispering like some cheap soap opera. "Joseph, I think we could be good together." I stepped back, told her I wasn't ready for anything romantic, that I appreciated the friendship, but no. For a split second her mask cracked. Her smile vanished and her eyes went dead cold, shark-like. Then she snapped it back on, lips curving into fake sweetness. "Of course I understand completely." But her voice, there was venom under it. I should have seen the storm coming. 2 weeks later, she pulled into my driveway in a white BMW, stepping out like she owned the whole county. Designer suit, red heels clicking against my gravel. She held up a clipboard with some official-looking notice and said I was in violation of agricultural equipment storage codes. I told her, "Lady, this is a working farm. That tractor isn't lawn decor, it's how I feed my family." She didn't care. She dialed her phone like it was prearranged. 30 minutes later, a tow truck rolled up. My tractor, my father's tractor, was chained and hauled away while Monica snapped selfies with it like it was a trophy. Emma came running out, phone in hand, recording everything. "Dad, she can't do this, right?" Her voice cracked between fear and anger. And I wanted to tell her no. I wanted to believe the system would stop this madness. But standing there watching 3 generations of my family's history disappear down County Road 12, I didn't have an answer. Act 2. Escalation and the Turning Point. That night I sat at the kitchen table staring at the empty driveway. I thought maybe I'd failed my daughter. Maybe Monica was right. Maybe I was just some stubborn widowed farmer who couldn't adapt. The self-doubt hit hard. For a moment I considered giving in, letting her win. Then my phone buzzed. A number from Des Moines. "Mr. Brooks. This is Detective Ryan Stone with the State Agricultural Crime Unit. We received an alert from your property. Sir, are you safe?" I didn't even know such a unit existed. But Ryan showed up 15 minutes later in work boots and an unmarked truck, not some shiny government SUV. He looked like he'd baled hay himself a time or two. He scanned Monica's papers, called a few offices, and within minutes told me flat out, "This document is fake. The association doesn't exist. And Mr. Brooks, because of your state research contract, this property and your equipment are federally protected assets." My knees nearly buckled with relief. Ryan ordered the tractor back immediately, then dialed Monica. His tone was sharp, controlled. "Miss Wright, this is Detective Stone. You need to meet me at the Brooks property in 30 minutes to discuss your interference with state operations." When Monica pulled back in, she still wore that smug smile. But it faltered when she saw Ryan standing there, badge in hand. She tried everything: confusion, outrage, crocodile tears. Ryan didn't blink. He had surveillance footage, audio recordings, and eventually, a search warrant. That's when it blew wide open. Inside her car, and later her house, they found files on 8 other rural families, financial profiles, schedules, even photos of kids. She had professional-grade printing gear, fake government seals, stacks of forged documents, and worst of all, a folder labeled Brooks, Priority Target. Inside were photos of Emma and me, copies of our mortgage personal notes that cut too close. Monica was arrested. For the first time I thought it was over, but she made bail. And that night Emma got a text, a telephoto picture of her walking home with the words, "Pretty girls have accidents in small towns." My blood froze. From that point, it wasn't just about a tractor, it was war. Monica unleashed everything. False reports to child services saying I was unfit. Calls to Emma's school painting me as some dangerous veteran. Letters to her colleges sabotaging her future. Even phony liens filed against our property. Half the neighbors rallied behind us farmers who knew what losing equipment meant. But others clung to Monica's sweet church lady act. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding, they'd say. I wanted to scream. Through it all, Emma turned steel. My little girl became the record keeper, documenting every call, every letter, every threat. She told me one night, "Dad, she thinks she's smarter than everyone else, but she's sloppy. If we stay patient, she'll hang herself." I looked at my daughter, fire in her eyes, and I realized Monica hadn't broken us. She'd only sharpened us. Act 3, Showdown in Justice. Monica's arrogance peaked at a township meeting. She waltzed in wearing a tailored suit, crocodile tears ready, telling everyone she was the victim of an unstable widower who couldn't take rejection. She even dragged Emma into it, questioning if my daughter was safe in my care. For 15 minutes she spun her web. Some folks nodded along. I clenched my fists under the table, sick to my stomach. Then Emma stood up. 16 years old, steady as a rock. She walked to the front, plugged in her laptop, and said into the microphone, "Mrs. Wright has been lying to this community for 6 months, and I can prove it." The next 15 minutes felt like watching a courtroom drama explode in real life. Emma displayed metadata from Monica's forged documents showing they'd been created months before Monica ever claimed violations. She played audio clips. Monica threatening me, threatening her. Then she hit play on the church parking lot recording. Monica's voice rang out. "I know secrets about your mother's death that would ruin your father." The gymnasium went silent. 300 people frozen. You could hear the hum of the lights overhead. Monica's face drained white. Then in front of everyone she snapped. She screamed at Emma, called her a manipulative brat, accused me of brainwashing her. The more she ranted, the clearer it became. This wasn't a victim. This was a predator exposed. By the time the meeting ended, Monica was done. Her mask shattered. The trial came fast. Fraud, impersonating officials, harassment, interfering with federal operations, 17 charges in total. Victims from other states testified. Families, broken homes, lost children, traumatized. When the judge delivered her sentence, 10 years behind bars, assets seized, restitution ordered, Monica tried one last time to play the victim. She accused me and Emma of conspiring against her. She yelled about rural prejudice. The judge had to threaten her with contempt just to shut her up. And then just like that, Monica Wright was led out of the courtroom in cuffs. Designer heels replaced with prison shoes. Power gone. Closing line. She thought she could break a family with lies and paperwork, but the truth is, when you stand your ground, no bully, no matter how polished, can win.